Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jarrett Patton.
Welcome to this episode of Licensed to Live. My name is Dr. Jarrett Patton, and I'm your host for our journey together today and every day you choose to listen to this show. If you or anyone you know has been dissed in their career, please invite them to join us along this journey. Just simply go to your favorite podcast player, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, and subscribe to the Licensed to Live show. While you're there, please rate this episode and give me honest feedback so I make sure I provide you with the most up-to-date information about career challenges and life changes. And you know what I mean when I say dissed. I mean dissatisfied, disgruntled, disenfranchised. And if you feel any of those things, this is the show you want to listen to. Now, today, we have a very, very special guest on our show today. And one of the things that we love to do here at License to Live is encourage our youth, get them to do better and brighter things, and move them along the way. And we have one of our former interns of the year with us today who's going to drop some jewels on us. So stay tuned, and we will be back right after we finish thanking our sponsors.
The time is now to refresh your career. We help doctors, lawyers, executives, and VIPs refresh and restart. Dr. Jarrett's coaching helps you build confidence, gain more credibility, develop more leadership skills, and gain clarity in your career path. Want to climb the executive ladder or branch out on your own? We'll put your career in overdrive. Visit drjarrett.com and sign up for your free strategy session.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee.
Hey guys, this is Janae Noonan, and I'm here with Dr. Jarrett on License to Live. Hit the subscribe, follow the journey. Let's go.
One of the things that I have always loved to do, as you guys know, as a pediatrician, I love working with youth. There was something about me in medical school, and it was really solidified in a trip to Ghana. I did an international health elective in my fourth year of medical school that left me in a remote village in Ghana. And in this village, I got to see so many different things that I had no exposure to here in the United States. Malaria, very limited medical supplies. If someone needed surgery, they would, the surgeon may only come to this village once a week. And I remember having to do emergency surgery and I'm just a fourth year medical student. I mean, I don't know anything about surgery, and I'm assisting a surgeon by kind of playing anesthesiologist. So just wild things. But one of the other things that I remember is just the kids. No matter if they had malaria, no matter if they were malnourished, no matter if they were perfectly healthy, they had great spirits. And that's one of the things that attracted me to pediatrics. And in License to Live, we've always wanted to do something for the youth. As you know, my career coaching programs are aimed at all of you fire starters out there who are looking to change your career course or maximize your career course. And one of the programs we have on the side, we started back in 2019, was an Intern of the Year program. And we have done that every single year since then. And we usually give the Intern of the Year recipient an award at the License to Live. And today we are bringing back one of our former recipients, the 2022 License to Live Intern of the Year, Joshua Brown. Welcome to the show, Joshua.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
Doing great. I'm doing great. And I hope you are too.
Yep.
Joshua is a biology major, his first year at Franklin and Marshall University. And he is studying biology because why? Why'd you pick biology?
I really just like working with science. It's always been something that interested me. Also, some of my peers, like your son, Jarrett, and my brother, Sam, they're big in biology. So they kind of inspired me to follow in their path. So
what do you want to do when you graduate?
The plan is become a dentist right now. I've always wanted to be a doctor, some type of doctor. And last year, my senior year of high school, I did an internship at the orthodontist. And I was like, wow, this is kind of like what I want to do. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So you're going to be in a healthcare field,
yep,
which kind of goes along with a lot of the ways that I've started. So it's wonderful to have you here. And one of the things Josh was interested in during his internship was learning a little bit more about social media, learning a lot more about podcasting. And the reason we're here in the studio today is that he's actually finishing one of his final exams. And we are going to go through his final exam on the show live, that he actually will be delivering to his professor in another day or two. So by the time you hear, I'm sure he's going to have an A and it'll be all over. But we are going to put a successful first semester on the books. Congratulations, John.
Hey, thank you so much.
So we are going to get back to this final exam right after we finish thanking our sponsor. Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
Hello and welcome to my podcast where we explore how our everyday choices connect us to the environment. I'm Joshua Brown, and today we're drawing insights from some incredible thinkers, Rebecca Solnit, David Orr, Aldo Leopold, and Lynn White Jr. Today I'm joined by board-certified pediatrician and career coach, Dr. Jarrett Patton. How are we doing today, Dr. Patton?
I am doing great today, Josh. Thank you for having me on your show today, and I'm eager to learn much more.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. So one of the people that we read in class was Rebecca Solnit, and she reminds us that nature isn't just out there in the wilderness. It's in our neighborhoods, our parks, even the air we breathe. Think about how you interact with the environment daily. Do you walk in your local park? Do you notice the changing seasons? These are some of the simple things that remind us that nature is part of our daily lives, Along with Solnit, David Orr takes this further, urging us to become ecologically literate. For example, do you know where our water comes from or where your waste goes? This type of awareness helps us live responsibly. Next time you recycle or conserve water, remember, you're acting as a steward of your local ecosystem.
That's pretty cool. I mean, one of the things that I like to do every morning is take a walk. And the neighborhood I live in is highly wooded, so I can really feel like I'm connecting with nature every day. It's like taking step by step, breathing that fresh air, listening to the birds, seeing what's going on around me.
Yeah, I like that. And I feel like some of the things that people started to forget is that we're living in nature, and they begin to not respect it anymore. So they're kind of taking advantage of it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we need to reconnect with nature, because like that's where it all started. So
right on.
On a different approach, Aldo Leopold asked us to adopt a land ethic, a mindset where we see ourselves as part of a larger community that includes soil, water, plants, and animals. Think about your own yard or balcony garden. And I know like you have a beautiful one, and with the woods right behind it. By planting native species or avoiding pesticides, you're helping to sustain that community. Likewise, Lynn White challenges us to rethink the historical view of humans dominating nature. His idea shifts from being masters to caretakers, and that's in quotations. On a daily level, this could mean small but impactful actions, like opting for reusable bags, reducing your energy use, or supporting businesses that prioritize sustainability. I really agree with what they say, especially out of Leopold, because I know a lot of stores and companies use plastic bags, and especially where I work at Giant. So like I see hundreds of plastic bags go every single day. And it's just like, dude, just use plastic or paper bags. It's so much more helpful to the environment.
Yeah, or even bring your own, recycled bag just to bring in, because you're right. Those bags are everywhere. And on those walks that I take in the morning, or if I'm in my yard in the woods, I probably might see some of those paper bags stuck to a tree or something.
Exactly. And especially if like people like litter plastic bags, it's like hundreds of years until they decompose, if they even decompose.
Right.
So it's like people need to be smart about the environment, the way they treat it. So one of Solnit's main points is to remind us the power of hope and action. This is one of the ones I really thought was interesting that we discussed during class. Like when you compost, bike to work, or volunteer for a cleanup, it might feel small, but collectively these actions ripple out, creating unexpected change. For example, local cleanups inspire policy changes, so your effort really does matter. Or says, designing sustainable systems isn't just for engineers. Imagine rethinking your kitchen setup, composting scraps, reducing food waste, and buying local produce. These are design choices we all make, choices that can align with ecological principles. One of the things I see at Franklin Marshall College is every single day, like the trash cans are filled with food. Kids are wasting so much. And it's just like, if you're going to eat just what you're going to eat and don't waste, because, there's, like you said earlier, the kids in Ghana, they could use that food because everything's like kind of scarce there. So it's just really, even though it seems small to the people that are throwing away like just some scraps, it could be massive to another person.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much food waste, especially in the United States, and it leads to food insecurity in a lot of neighborhoods, even in the U.S. And that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we discussed in class was food insecurities, and it was one of the 14 problems that we discussed, and actually food insecurities was my one. So I find that really interesting. But I feel like people just need to be more aware of how their everyday lives go. One study that I read said like this kid tracked how much plastic he threw away for an entire week, and he was like almost scared at the end of the week. That's like they're going through that much waste. So it's just really interesting to see how people treat the environment nowadays.
Oh, right. Because it's the only environment we have.
Exactly.
So if we continue to destroy it, we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. One more thing I want to touch on is like electric cars. They're very, very helpful to the environment. But at the same time, like the factories that are producing the cars are just causing more harm to the environment. So it's kind of like a happy medium where we need to figure out how to be sustainable without hurting the environment. So
yeah. Because batteries in general are pretty bad for the environment, whether you're making them or whether you have to get rid of them some sort of way.
Yeah, but the Tesla is very nice style. So in conclusion, like what can we take from these authors, Solnit or Leopold and White? Start small, plant something, learn about your local ecosystem, find hope in the small steps you take every day, because these steps multiplied by millions of people truly shape our world. So in today's podcast, we went over a few things that we talked about in class and sustainability. So how do you reflect on this, Dr. Patton?
Well, just having this discussion with you today is making me think about taking more action, particularly on the food waste side. I'm very sensitive to that. And I've always brought up in my own family about wasting food. So if we have leftovers, well, guess what? Dinner some night is going to be leftover night. And it may not be everybody's favorite. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But we must not waste food.
Yeah.
And then you've almost given me a call to action to do something more. So instead of just looking at my own food waste, maybe there's something I can do with the other food that does get wasted. And the thing that came to my mind today is coffee grounds. And I'm throwing out coffee grounds every time. Yeah. And I know that makes great compost material. So I think you have given me a new plan.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the main goal here, is trying to inspire people to do just a little change to help the environment. I'd like to thank Dr. Jared Patton for joining me today. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts. How do you connect with nature in your daily life?
Well, this was a lot of fun doing your exam like this, Josh. So thank you for, number one, for coming on License to Live and sharing a little bit about your story today. Also, thank you for letting me be a part of your final exam. I had a blast today.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. It was a pleasure.
Well, we you know you because you were a former intern of the year. You are on our Hall of Fame. We have you along with each other recipient. You always have an open pathway here. Reach out at any time.
Got you.
Before we leave, is there anything else that you would like to tell our audience today?
Just keep working hard, follow your dreams, and don't let anybody get in the way of your path.
As heard from Josh Brown, Franklin and Marshall, freshman, completing his first very successful semester here on License to Live.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarrett's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.